Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, we're going over the Pimax Crystal launch event. Now before we get into it, I would love to know down in the comments if you would ever consider buying a Pimax headset. Yes, no, maybe, let's hear your reasoning. Now I'm also planning to answer the question, is this a Quest killer? Now that term is quite subjective, so let's be real for a second. No matter how impressive the technology on this new headset may be, the Quest 2 is heavily subsidized, making it affordable for the average consumer, and it also has the backing of a multi-billion-dollar company. So will the Pimax Crystal be knocking Quest 2s off the shelf? Absolutely not. But is it some exciting new enthusiast level tech? Sure it is. So in today's video, we're going to break down everything we learned, including the specs, release date, all the little surprises Pimax had in store for us, and my personal opinion on this hardware and Pimax as a company. Now there are of course links and timestamps in the description, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by Kiwi Design, your one-stop for all VR accessories. Are you looking for a Quest 2 Elite strap that won't suddenly snap on you, or a face pad that won't irritate your skin? Well, Kiwi has you covered. They carry a large array of accessories from cable management systems to replacement facial covers. There are links in the description, and don't forget to use my affiliate code to help support this channel. Okay, so let's start off with these pretty insane specs. Now, we did previously have information on their upcoming Pimax 12K QLED, which will be their flagship headset that will push specs to the absolute max. The Crystal, on the other hand, is a brand new headset that makes some compromises along the way. For starters, this is a standalone headset like the Quest 2, Pico Neo 3 Link, and Vive Focus. If you're not familiar with Pimax, they try and push specs to the absolute maximum. While that's definitely the case for this headset when it comes to visuals, the internal hardware is still the same as what you would get in the Quest 2. So to take advantage of this hardware, you really want to pair it with a high-end PC, and if you're itching for those specs right now, it is a 120-degree diagonal field of view, 160 Hz refresh rate, and a screen resolution of 5760 by 2880, which is actually the same amount of pixels as the Pimax 8KX, but the overall pixel density is much higher because of the smaller field of view. Now, the 120-degree FOV is actually smaller than we typically see from Pimax, and it's basically right around the realm of the Valve Index. They are, however, offering a separate lens option, which goes up to 140 degrees, but it also lowers the pixel density from 42 to 35. That's still actually quite high though. Now, while we're on the topic of lenses, Pimax spent a lot of time talking about their new Crystal technology, how they're no longer using a plastic lens, and without spending too much time going into detail, what it basically means is we'll get better color accuracy, less God rays, and overall a much higher image quality. Honestly, this is exactly what I was looking for, basically a direct upgrade from the Index. And it's actually going to be available quite soon because they gave it a release date window for the third quarter of 2022, which is basically any time within the next 4 months. Now there's the elephant in the room, the massive price tag. This headset comes in at $1899, and that includes the headset, their DMOS audio solution, a 6000 mAh battery, a DisplayPort cable, 2 controllers, and the 35 PPD lens set. Now I say starting at because Pimax is already planning a bunch of additional bells and whistles, like a hand tracking module or dedicated PCVR streaming hardware. Now these super high-end specs and extra features are what make the Pimax headset so special. A truly high-end portable VR headset is something that doesn't currently exist. But at the same time, this is rocking the same internals, namely the XR2 chipset, as the Quest 2. So is it really a high-end standalone headset? It doesn't really matter how high the resolution goes on the display, because the XR2 chipset currently struggles to maintain the 2K resolution on the Quest 2 headset when gaming. Now when it comes to PCVR gaming, on the other hand, this could be the absolute best all-around headset out there. For 3 years now, I've been looking for a direct upgrade to my Valve Index. And while many headsets may have a better FOV, higher resolution panels, or some other desired feature, none of them have been the full package, and I'm not willing to give up any features. Now this new Pimax headset does have the potential to be the direct upgrade, as long as they at least come close to the microphone and audio quality of the Valve Index. This headset will be absolutely incredible, but I am skeptical of Pimax. This is a prime example of them trying to do too much, an issue they've had for years now. It doesn't matter if you throw in 50 features if only 3 of them work perfectly. The required Pimax software also historically hasn't been too great, and previously you needed to dial in the settings on every single game to get them running appropriately. Now if you enjoy tinkering, you have plenty of options, but if you look at it from the viewpoint of I'm already paying a premium, I don't want to spend all of my additional additional time messing with settings. I just want it to work out of the box like a $300 Quest 2. And this moves us right into the software discussion, because it doesn't matter if this is a standalone headset if they don't get some games on it. With a premium price tag, this will be a very niche device, so unless Pimax can make porting games to this headset extremely easy, I don't see developers buying in. Pimax showcased some dubious looking games, and the best one on the list wasn't even confirmed to be coming to the Pimax store. That's right, they're making their own ecosystem, which will be the third or fourth place for you to buy your VR titles from. We have the Oculus Store, Steam, Viveport, and now the Pimax Store. And this is where I have to give my overall opinion. Spec-wise, this headset is definitely impressive, and even if they're not overhyping some features, like the quality of their new lenses, or how perfect the weight distribution is on this headset, it's still a hard recommendation for multiple reasons. Now, obviously, the $18.99 price tag immediately puts it out of bounds for the vast amount of consumers. To make this even worse, the type of person who would want to use this headset is most likely going to also require the Lighthouse sleeve for another $200 and also purchase the 60 GHz PCVR streaming adapter. And the price tag nor the release date on that wasn't even listed. So after spending $2,000, you'll have a decent upgrade from a Valve Index, but you'll be left waiting for that wireless adapter, and the standalone features are completely unproven with no natively confirmed titles. So for half the price, you can get an Index and a Quest 2 and be better off. Or by the time the wireless adapter is available, Valve may have already announced their Steam Deckard, and you'll have some serious buyer's remorse. So overall, the success of this product hangs on a few factors. Firstly, Pimax isn't blowing smoke up our ass, and all of their claims about this new technology are actually true. Secondly, no true competitors need to pop up within the next 6 months or so. The Project Cambria isn't really a competitor to this headset, but something like a Quest 3 or the Valve Deckard would definitely overshadow this and come in with a much lower price tag. Now, thirdly, Pimax would really have to up their software game. My experience with their PC app has been less than ideal, and now they're moving into standalone territory, which requires the management of an entire OS. The operating system on the Quest 2 can be quite finicky, and that's being developed by a multi-billion-dollar company with thousands of employees and years of experience. So honestly, how is Pimax supposed to compete? And if you take a look at the Pico Neo 3 Link, for example, it's basically a Chinese Quest 2 clone from another multi-billion-dollar company, and ByteDance is still playing a little bit of catch-up compared to Meta. The overall OS, hardware, game support is close, but not quite there just yet. So I'm afraid Pimax might be biting off more than they can chew, but we're gonna just have to wait and see what happens. So in closing, I am now curious if you are more or less likely to buy a Pimax headset. Okay, everybody, that was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys on next time.